Welcome everybody. We're going to be doing more of the Harry Potter art book here. Oh wow, that's interesting that my phone doesn't show the entire it doesn't show the entire screen. I thought that it was like a lot more zoomed in than it was. Okay, so we're doing the Draco Malfoy picture again. Let's move on into it. Now, if you don't know the channel you're watching, it's called The Voice of Nick. On here I stream 3 times a day, 7 days a week. We play story-based games. We also do Japanese language learning, and sometimes I'm away from my PC. And then, in those instances, we do Harry Potter coloring book. So let's do it. Now, we're working on the background of Draco right now. What I should say though is on these streams, it's you're watching during our special Death Stranding celebration event, where, because I'm a huge Hideo Kojima fan, and any Hideo Kojima game coming out is like a gigantic celebration for me. So I thought we'd make this into a special thing. So during the entirety of our Death Stranding playthrough, we've put all other playthroughs on hold. Death Stranding is the only one. And from the beginning to end of that playthrough, all streams that take place during that time are subscriber chat. So if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. If you're not a subscriber, you can still watch the show, but you just won't be able to chat. So don't be alarmed. You're still able to take part in the show, but only subscribers will be able to chat on this one. Once again, thank you to all of our subscribers on here. It's so highly appreciated that you support the channel. And I got this coffee, but I can't figure out how you're supposed to open the lid. It's like spraying coffee all over the place. Let me see if I can just rip this off. Yeah, I just ripped off the lid. Good enough. Now it's gonna get cold pretty fast. Okay, so we're working on this top part. I guess I could zoom into this. And we had like a oh geez. There's kind of like a rhyme and a reason to which color goes where. I had like a grid layout. And so it was something like this. This light green goes first, then if we're going clockwise from 9 o'clock, light green, then this jadish green, then this darker green, then the regular green. And so we had done all of the squares that way already. You can see they're all kind of colored in up to this point in this sort of quadrant here. But now we're doing the outer areas, and there was a rhyme and reason to that as well. I think it was similar, which is like, yeah, I see it. So it's like, crap. This one got kind of like weird because there are a lot of sort of conflicting areas, but I'm pretty sure it was something like, it was like, well, there's definitely something going on with this. Every other top part, it's all jade green. So let's take a quick look at how this functions. We have 1, 2, 3. I think you're just counting 4 from where it is. So, okay. I think I got it. So we're gonna hold 2 hands here, see if we can do it like this. All right. Now it would be jade green and then the dark green. These almost look identical in this light. Yeah, it is that one, yeah. Then this green. Then this light green. Something like that. Right. Okay, so now we just fill in the rest of the picture. I gotta do it like this. Okay, so then before the jade green would be this one. And then before this would be this one. It looks like our grid didn't really work out properly. But I think that's just because of this area. I didn't have like a plan at the time. Okay, so we would do, honestly I'm not really sure what I'm doing anymore, but we'll just keep it going. Welcome, Ezra Tundra, to the stream. We're doing the Harry Potter art book once again. Welcome on in. How is your day going, Ezra Tundra? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can go like this. Then this. Then this. Then this would be jade, and then dark, and then regular. Or no. That would be, yeah, jade, dark, regular, light, jade. Light and jade, okay. As you just woke up, but you need some coffee. Yeah, I just got some coffee. I couldn't figure out how to make the lid work, so I just ripped it off of the thing. So we have jade, then this one. Then this one. And then jade, and then this one. We're moving in here. We're moving. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be dark again. The grids that we created aren't exactly matching up, but I think it's probably fine if it's like all of the diamonds are sort of like standardized, and then all of the things around the grids are randomized. That's probably fine. Ow. So then this would be this. And this, I don't know what that one would be. This would be this. To the right of a diamond, it would always be this light one. To the left of a diamond, we're not sure yet. Okay, and then on this side, this would be, well, we could just make it whatever isn't there. So I guess this regular green is the good one to do. And then we're going to try our thing with the grid again on the other side and see if we can make it work better. We're getting pretty close to having all these filled in though. Okay, this one would be jade and then dark. We got jade, dark, regular, and light. Those are the 3 kinds of green we have. Okay, jade, dark. Regular. Light. This will be light. Regular. Dark. And then jade. Welcome Peer-to-Beer to the stream. Let's get an exclamation mark high for Peer-to-Beer joining the show. Good to see you again. Speaking English this time. Welcome on in. How are you doing in this last 60 minutes Peer-to-Beer? So now, go to jade. Then light. Green, dark, jade, light. Oh no, it goes in this direction. Peter is doing okay. That's good to hear. Draco is, he smelled something that smells bad, I guess, because he is, his nose is all turned up. Although he's kind of always like that. Green, dark, green. A lot of kinds of greens we're managing with this picture right now. Many, many greens. So we're getting it to the point where it's like all of them are colored in except for the little icons. Now I just have to do this one. Let's give this one a shot here. Try to do the wand, I guess. You can't get much interesting detail out of the wand, really. And then I wanted to do maybe kind of like a okay, we're gonna do like this. We're gonna do silver first, or like gray, like a slate, just a one tone of gray. And then we're gonna darken it around the edges. That's kind of cool. That's actually really cool. I like that. Okay. We got a design. Now, I guess we got to make the snake too, so let's make him like a darker green. You were saying silvery 3D-y. Yeah, put on your 3D. Did you get your 3D glasses out? Because you need them for this stream, actually. Whoa. So we do that, and then, yeah, I like that. Little green snake. I suppose he would be green because he's SLYTHERIN colors. And then do this. Although snakes, when they're green, are typically the least dangerous, which perhaps says something about SLYTHERIN in general. A lot of bark. No bites. You're saying, do you have the camera on your head? If I did, I would be very good at holding my head still. I am not that skilled. But in Japan, we did have a few streams where it was like first person eating, because there would be places that are so small that you can't really put the camera on the table. So I would leave the camera on my shoulder. I had like a shoulder rig, you know, like a little clip that I could put on my shoulder. And that's probably the closest I've been to having that camera on my head. There we go. Let's get this one. You're saying, so how do you do this? Camera on head is the easiest possible solution that you were thinking about? No, it's just a little tripod that I bring in my suitcase. My suitcase actually just permanently has the Harry Potter coloring book and this little tripod in it, so that I always have a guaranteed thing to do when I'm out of town. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so now, I think we should probably do this side of the picture first before we do anything else, because otherwise my hand is going to be swiping all over the smudging the picture. So let's move on to this. The legend was so clockwise from 12 o'clock it is jade green, then dark, then regular, then light. Okay. Jade green. Let's just fill that in every single diamond. We never did camcording before, so head cam, most simple solution. Theoretically hard. Yeah, well, it could be good to do a head cam, but you would have to never look at chat because then you know it would like swipe the camera around all the time. And yeah, that anything that's attached to your body is going to be like pretty. It's going to be shaking around a lot. It would be fun to try it one time, though. It would also be expensive to get some kind of thing that would hold your camera. And it's not a camera, it's my phone, so I really don't want to drop it. So you'd have to get something that's really super secure. It's easier to just get a little $10 tripod on Amazon. Maybe we could just turn the picture upside down. Is that easier? Upside down Draco. That's not easier, because now I have to think about this in the other direction. Well, I guess it's easier. I don't know. It definitely makes it so I don't smudge the picture. I'm here saying best solution, but wouldn't have been the first thing I thought of. Yeah, I for now it's working. I don't know if it'll work like if I had to do Draco like that. I don't think it would work. But just for coloring in these rectangles, it's pretty good. It's actually a thing they teach you in art school is that you should attempt to, like if you're drawing a object and it's from a picture or something, if you can turn like if it's a still life and you're looking at the world, you can't do this, but if you're drawing from a picture, you should turn the picture upside down and turn your paper upside down and attempt to draw the picture upside down. And the reason for that is a lot of new artists, like, they get tripped up on what they think something's supposed to look like as opposed to what the thing in life does look like. So it's kind of the reason why, like, you ask somebody like, oh, draw a tree. It's like, okay, this. And like, even if you're drawing a picture from a real tree, it might end up kind of looking like that because you have this like bias about what you think a tree is supposed to look like. But when you draw it upside down, it removes like the mental association with like what that shape is supposed to be. And so then you're just copying the actual shapes because they're not associated with real things anymore. And it's actually a really good technique if you're trying to learn, if anybody out there is trying to learn, you know, life drawing or drawing of any kind. I guess if you were doing it from a still life or from a model, then you'd have to get a mirror that would somehow then, you know, point at them, flip upside down, and then do it. But if you, you know, if you have a Spider-Man comic book, you're trying to draw Spider-Man, like people get the hands wrong a lot because they have an idea of what hands are supposed to look like. But then if you turn it upside down, it's not a hand anymore, it's just a thing. I say Spider-Man comic book because that's mostly what I used to draw from when I was a kid. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong. Whoops. Okay, now we're gonna move these colors over here. I think it's like this. So now if we're going clockwise, the dark one goes to this side of the jade green. Cool. You were saying, can you turn a hand so it doesn't look like a hand anymore? Well, yeah, I guess the hand is not that good of an example because it could go in any direction. But like a face upside down, you stop really associating the shapes the same way that you would. You don't think it would work until you do it, and then you're like, oh yeah, it does actually work. Okay, So we have these two. I think they're filled in everywhere. This one was supposed to be this, so I'm going to redo this one. Good. Now, switch to this one. This part of the drawing is very like standardized, because I came up with like a design for how these diamonds are colored in. Good. Piercing face thing, I know neuroscientifically the face area of the brain is activated much weaker for an upside down face. Yeah, that's like when they show you that picture, if you've seen those pictures of where like the face is upside down and then the mouth and eyes are right side up, and then it looks correct if the face is flipped, but then if you turn it right side up and the mouth and eyes are upside down, it looks really wrong. Because like the brain can't perfectly recognize a face when it's upside down. And so you're essentially turning it into a series of shapes. And like if you draw a tree or a coffee cup or something upside down, it just turns into shapes. It's sort of the same principle as that. So now this is the last of this diamond things. Piercing, what are those shapes you're coloring in? Monster shapes. Welcome back, Azure, to the stream. We're coloring Draco upside down now, because we don't want to smudge the side of the page where we already did all the stuff. Okay, so that's all of these. Now we try to figure out the way that the I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do for this, but we'll give it a look. Basically, we just want to make it a color that isn't touching any of the other colors. So we'll make this jade, jade. Oh no, it is touching it. I guess it would have to be touching at least one of the other colors. What if we did it like this? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I kind of screwed it up, but if we did it in, would that be a good idea? If this became a 3-color thing in the outside part. Let's give that a shot. I think this plan might be a good one. It's 4 colors inside the diamond, 3 colors outside. The big question being which 3 colors? If we did it like this. Okay, 1. Now we're going to switch these out. 2. And then going in this direction, it would be 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And then we were saying I should buy 10 cappuccinos and bask in the smell. I like that. Oh, as you're saying, if you smell coffee, it makes you more alert. I didn't know that. Interesting. I think if we did the lighter ones, yeah, the lighter one as the 3rd one. So it's going to touch similar colors. There's no way to prevent that. Right. I like this. So then this would be 1, 2. Oh, wait. 1. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this one would go here and here. Then we have that and this. Oh, as you're saying, your comment was a question. It's definitely a nice smell. It might be a psychological response. Like for somebody who doesn't drink coffee, they probably wouldn't be more alert, but a person who does probably would. Because they would associate it with, you know, being alert because they are drinking coffee. So it'd be that, and then this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Cool. So then it would be this one. And then this in 2 areas. Because you're saying it'll cut down your coffee intake? Well, the problem is then you would have to still brew the coffee. Oh, unless you're talking about like smelling the beans. I wonder if that would work. Cutting this down to 3 colors definitely makes it a lot faster. Now that we came up with a more sort of like simple grid system. So that's good. And I think I might do something where, because we're only using 3 of the 4 diamond colors on this side of the page, but maybe if we use 3 here and a different 3 here, then it could kind of create like an interesting, slightly different look for the 2 sides. I'm not sure if it would really come through though. So this one would be this. Right. Okay. Then go like this. 1, 2. And 2, 2, 2, so you're saying just smell the coffee from the bag. Yeah. If it works, let me know. It's an interesting experiment. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, I know what that is. And then 1, 2. So basically 2 sides going downward, or in our configuration upward, from the jade green will be this regular green. Only on the outside of a diamond though. I definitely enjoy doing this configuration more because it's like you just have it down. I don't have to like think about it really hard every single. It's not like a problem to solve every single time we look at a new empty square. The nice thing is it doesn't really matter if you go outside the lines in these parts because the other color will just kind of cover that up once you put that in. I missed one of these here. Okay. Yeah, that's that. That's that. That is that. I don't know what. Oh, I just missed this color, I guess. So we need to do these two here. Is there saying the messenger is free in the Epic Store? Nice. I wanted to play that one. Oh yeah, Black Friday is coming up. That's true. A lot of things to buy. That's this one, that's this one. We were saying Black Friday, the first Friday after Thanksgiving. Yes, it's like Thanksgiving's always on a Thursday, so Black Friday is like the day right after it. Wow, we really got a lot of those filled in pretty quick. Good stuff. So now let's do the snakes and wands. It's a little bit weird to do the snakes upside down. For that exact reason of like, you don't associate it with the proper shapes anymore. Well, thank you guys. Looking good. Hopefully we can turn him back right side up in a little bit. Actually, we'll probably do this other left side since we're already upside down. Because I basically have to think about how the light and shadow would play off the snake, except in the other direction. Because the shadows are cast from what is now the bottom, instead of shadows, the light coming from the top and shadows casting underneath where the light is. Now the light is coming from the bottom and the shadows are casting upwards. Let's sharpen this pencil, because these wands are very thin. That's better. Okie dokie. Now we do this one. I'll sharpen this too a little bit. Not all the way though, because I don't think having this be totally sharp would actually help. Cool. Oops. So let's just do all these in gray first. Good. Okay, now I guess we can do this one. It's so funny how you think that the the background would be so simple because it's just shapes, but then the backgrounds end up taking us, like, you know, on these abstract ones or where there's like a frame or something, those will end up taking us entire episodes to do, just because there's a lot of repetition, so you have to like make it look interesting. So it's like I could have just went like this and colored everything in green, or just not colored it at all, but that ain't how we do it here. I like to kind of come up with something interesting for every part of it. Is there saying you wish you went to the Rijksmuseum? Or you went to the Van Gogh, Anne Frank, and Red Light District? We went to a Van Gogh exhibit in Tokyo. There we go. So how about I guess we would just move down, or in this case up the page further towards this direction. And we should do the rest of the diamonds all the way up the page. Yeah. And that's got to be where we would start. So let's do the diamonds. Is there saying it looks better than the other side? Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like the look of what we have now. It took a little while to figure it out, but it's a process. The picture tells the story of us learning what grid we were supposed to make. It's like a narrative. Good. It's really hard to get into this corner here. Okay. So then this one? No, this one. Yeah. Okay. And then all these are going to be obscured. I think that's all of those. Then we do this. And then eventually we'll probably put some shadow behind his cloak here and the book, but we'll do that once everything's in. We might not need it that much behind the book, but definitely the cloak, because it's also green. It's kind of going to blend into this texture. Oh, Peer Beer gifting a sub to Little Rock Painter. Thank you to Peer to Beer. Let's get a hype in there. Can we get an award for Peer to Beer? Little Rock, welcome back into the Coffee Posse. Enjoy your many sub privileges, including the ability to chat during all of our Death Stranding time streams, including this one. Welcome on in, Little Rock Painter, and say hello in that chat if you're hanging out in the chat. That is very, very kind of you, Peter. Let's get an exclamation mark hype, or rather a voice of Nick hype, rather, in there. Okay, we got all these, the two-tone. Now we're going to go in for this third shape. Okay, now we got these little L shapes everywhere. Oh wait, this one I didn't color in. These side ones we'll leave for later, I guess. Okay. Good. Okay, now these we do have to add this, I think. And then this. Here we were saying Little Rock should enrich sub chat with his characteristic emotes. I like that. Little Rock does have a lot of good emotes. Good emote usage. Let's see here. Okay, so now we have all the little L shapes. Now we're going to make them into diamonds. How's everybody been enjoying Death Stranding, by the way? I'm really loving the game. It's so refreshing to play a new Kojima game because you never know what is coming up, what kind of mechanics he's going to do, where the story's going to go. Like, it's truly, truly an event, you know, because it's like I've never seen anything like it, and that's true of like basically every Kojima game. We gotta get this dark one in here. There we go. Whoever hasn't watched them yet, you got plenty of content to watch. We actually have done so far, I think, 7 episodes. Yeah, 7. And 4 of them were done yesterday morning. We did a huge amount of streams yesterday. Oh no, 3 Death Stranding streams and a Duolingo stream. 3 streams all of the same game all in one day. A lot of content. Oops. There's such great sound design in that game. And that's true in the Metal Gear Solid games as well, where like the sound designers they get are so talented at making you feel like you're in that world. Like when the wind is whipping in Death Stranding, it doesn't sound like any other game's wind sound effects. Like it's very unique. Like the Witcher has a lot of wind, but there's something about the wind in Death Stranding that sounds really, really immersive. Immersive? I guess immersive. Just very like relatable. It's almost the sound of like the wind hitting your ear, you know, like it, I don't know how to explain it. So now we do our pattern. Oh wait, we wanted to do these parts too on the corner before we forget about them. There's also a thing that you guys won't really be able to experience by watching, but Kojima has really great vibration design in his games, and that sounds ridiculous, but like in the Metal Gear Solid games as well, he has really innovative uses of vibration. on the controller. There's a lot of times in Metal Gear Solid where there would be like secret things that happen with vibration, and there's this idea that like it will only vibrate when it's things that are relating to the character. And there's parts where like in Metal Gear Solid, there's parts where it's like part of the story where like a character will be like, oh, put the controller up to your arm, and then they like give you like a shot of something and you feel it like in your shoulder or whatever. Like it's a really cool, he's always got ideas. Always got ideas. Okay, so now we do the grid surrounding these. But Death Stranding's like that as well, where there's a lot of really subtle vibration instances where it like tips you off about like how rocky the terrain is, or like if you're tripping, or where the stuff is leaning, or you know, like if somebody like puts their hand on your shoulder, like you can feel, because the character is you know, touch phobic or whatever it is, like he like really pays attention to when somebody touches him. So then like if somebody puts their hand on your shoulders, like they're really interesting like vibrational reaction that happens on the controller. Yeah, Kojima is a true artist. You're saying you'll experience it November 22nd? What does that mean? Is that a particular day of significance? All right, we got a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, I really like the look of this. Oh wait, of this. I think I zoomed into the picture, but now you can kind of see more of what it looks like. It's really coming together. You know, the pattern stuff can be kind of monotonous at times, but I think it's cool. I also kind of like the look of this thing dripping down. So maybe we'll change the color scheme at the bottom to accentuate this kind of like raining effect that we got here. I don't know. We'll have to think about that. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for another artwork stream. To anybody who doesn't know the channel, first of all, we're gonna raid, I think, at the end of this. Actually, no, we're not gonna raid at the end of this one. But to anybody who doesn't know the channel, it is called The Voice of Nick. On here, I stream 3 times a day, 7 days a week. We play story-based games on here, and we do Japanese language learning. But we also sometimes do artwork streams, like we are right now. So, thank you to everybody for joining the show. During the events of from beginning to end of our Death Stranding playthrough, the channel is in a special subscribers-only mode. So, thank you to all of our subscribers who help these streams to keep going. And I hope you are enjoying the Death Stranding playthrough, as well as all the stuff that happens in the meantime of the playthrough. To anybody who's not subscribed, you're still able to watch the show, but you just won't be able to chat until the game is complete. Now, to anybody who isn't already, make sure you hit that follow button if you want to see more of these shows. There's artwork streams, as well as all the other ones I mentioned. If you do like the channel, you want to support the stuff that I do, then subscribing is, of course, a great way to do that. And you'll be able to chat on the Death Stranding shows as well. Subscribers get a whole bunch of stuff on here, in addition to their ability to chat on the show. That's really going to do it. Thank you so much to everybody who joined on the stream, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.